Today's video is a part of the Celebrating Black Excellence in Arts and in Crafts. This collaboration is hosted by my friend Miss Cindy over at Z9 Designs, co-hosted by yours truly, and we have some truly talented crafters in today's collaboration. I'm so excited about this collaboration because it is celebrating Black excellence in arts and in crafts. If you are new here, I would like to say welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, perhaps an old friend, thank you so much for returning. Thank you for all of your kind words, your support. It really truly does mean a lot that you've taken time out of your busy day, your busy schedule, your busy life to spend a little bit of time with me over here in YouTube land. So with that being said, let's jump right into today's projects. For DIY number one, I am starting off with this green planter that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. Now what I wanted to do is go ahead and cover this in the nautical rope, and I did use 6 to 7 packs of this, again from the Dollar Tree. And I also used one of those sun hats that I dismantled. But first what I'm going to do is I want to go ahead and start applying this rope to the planter. And to apply this, I am using hot glue, but I'm placing my planter flat on my work surface with this pink silicone mat from the Dollar Tree, which really is a lifesaver. And I'm putting it on my work surface so that that rope is really nice and secure and is flush with the bottom of my painter. Now, once I've gotten my first row of the nautical rope in place, I am sure to lay down a row of hot glue right up against the first line of rope. That way I can just simply push the second row of the rope into the hot glue, making sure that those lines of rope are really nice and secure. So now here I'm showing you how I've taken the tape off of the end of the nautical rope, and I'm just simply using hot glue just to make sure that everything is nice and squished together. So now you see I am using this hat that I dismantled, the summer hat from the Dollar Tree. Now when I placed it up against my planter, I could still see that bright green color. So to diffuse that color, I'm going to bring in just simply some masking tape, and I am going to go ahead and cover the area that I desire to have covered with that dismantled hat trim. This is a wonderful alternative to painting because I did not feel like painting with this particular project. So once I have my area covered up with this masking tape, that green color really is null. It is not noticeable anymore. So with my masking tape in place, I'm just going to go ahead and bring in my little scraper tool, and I'm just going to burnish this onto the surface of the planter, making sure that that tape is in place and it's not going anywhere. So now that that tape is in place, now I can go ahead and begin to place this dismantled summer hat trim onto my planter. And I am cutting the rows as I go. Didn't want this to look like it was going in a spiral motion. So I went ahead and finished up this particular planter, and I love the contrast between the darkness of that nautical rope and the lightness of that nice summer hat trim. So now what I want to do is go ahead and start decorating this and bringing in that nice African motherland feel that I'm looking for. So first I'm going to go ahead and take this round plaque that I picked up, of course, from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to go ahead and paint this in my black chalk paint. Because when I think about the motherland, I think of black, I think of gold, I think of ebony, which is a precious wood. I think of diamonds. I think of ivory. That's just what I think about when I think of the motherland. So now with this planter, I'm going to go ahead and glue this in the center of my round plaque that has been painted. Now, if you wanted to go ahead and paint the inside of this, feel free to do so. If you wanted to go further on the inside of this with the rope, feel free to do so as well. And as you can see around the rim of this planter, I did go a little further with the rope just to make sure that I covered the edge and the lip of this planter. So now for the design of this particular planter, I'm starting off just doing these triangles because when I did my research into African home decor, I noticed there were a lot of squares, a lot of triangles. There was a lot of geometrical shapes. So I'm just going for just some triangles. And I'm going to go all the way around this at the bottom of this particular portion of the planter as well as the top. So I'm going to show you at the end how that turns out. But let's move on to DIY number 2. So now I'm going to start off with this rectangular plaque from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to go ahead and give this 2 coats of this black chalk paint. You guys, I am telling you, Dollar Tree has been really up in their game lately. I'm totally loving how everything is coming out. That that 25-cent increase was really, really, truly worth it. So now that I have my plaque in those nice 2 coats of that black chalk paint, I found these wooden rounds from the Dollar Tree, and what I'm doing is I am doing a set of 6 sets of 2s. There we go. I'm just simply hot gluing 2 of these rounds together, and I'm going to put them 2 on each end and then 2 in the middle, so that the weight of whatever we decide to place on this will be evenly proportionate, and we don't have to worry about any sagging in the middle of this really nice tray. So with this wood, again, this is what reminds me of the ebony, you know, that precious wood that does come from Africa. So once I have all of these, oh, it's not 6, it's 8. I can't count today, y'all. Anyhow, it's 8 of these, 8 sets of 2. And I am, again, evenly placing these on the bottom of this plaque. So once that's done, I want to now bring in some gold metallic paint. And I want to trim out this tray with this beautiful gold metallic paint. Because again, that's just part of what I think about when I think of Africa, is the precious gold and the precious gemstones, diamonds that come from Africa. Now, what I love about this particular plaque is I love how it has that lip that does not rest against the actual inside of the plaque, but is raised up. So it allows me to go ahead and give this metallic gold a nice coat all over the trim of it without having to worry about getting it on the inside of the tray. So while that is drying, I'm going to go ahead and bring in these nice cracked globes that I was given by my cousin. My cousin gave them to me, excuse me. And I found these really nice candlesticks from the Dollar Tree. So what I'm going to do is, they are in 3 different sizes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually flip these upside down, and I'm going to use some of my Clear Grip Gorilla Glue as well as some hot glue. And I am going to actually not hot glue, excuse me. I'm going to attach the part where you put the taper candle in. I'm going to attach that to the inside of these cracked fish bowls. So this particular piece was just inspired to do something different. Because when I looked at the cracked glass, it just really reminded me of the diamonds. You know, I do glam all the time, but I wanted to do something different just to represent, again, Africa as we celebrate Black History Month. So now that I have all 3 of these candlesticks glued, they are in place. Now I want to go ahead and make a top for these candle holders. And I had these wooden rounds that I picked up from Walmart, and I just simply took 2 of these, hot glued them together, and I am going to go ahead and use some of the antiquing wax, and I'm going to give this a nice coat, you know, wiping it away so that wood grain will really pop and show through. And for my larger candlestick holder, I am using one of those round wooden plaques from the Dollar Tree, and I just did it the same way by giving it a nice coat of that antiquing wax. Now with these candle holders, these are very, very versatile. What I decided to do with the setup, to show you in the final reveal, was I decided to actually go ahead and just simply put some white rocks on the inside. But again, you could place clear gemstones, you could place black rocks, gold rocks, you can place greenery, whatever your heart's desire is. This is just something, again, that's different, kind of fresh, just to use these in a different way. After all, we're crafters, we don't use everything for their intended purpose. So in the comment section, let me know, when you think of Africa, what kind of colors do you think about? What materials do you think about? Do you think of the bright colors? Do you think of the kente cloth? Are you like me? Do you think of black? Do you think of diamonds? Do you think of gold? Do you think of leather? Do you think of ivory? What do you think about when you think of Africa? What kind of materials come to mind when you think of it? So now that I have my wooden rounds all nice and painted, they are secured. Now I'm just going to go ahead and hot glue these to the tops of these candlestick holders. So once these are attached, now I just want to go ahead and I'm going to set this up, and I'm going to show you both of these projects put together and how they are styled. I must say, I am so very proud of how these pieces turned out. For me, in my opinion, these scream Africa. Again, I think of black, I think of ebony, I think of ivory, I think of gold, I think of diamonds. This planter, I must say that I'm very proud of how this turned out. Those candlesticks holders, they turned out amazing as well. I hope that you have enjoyed today's video as much as I have enjoyed bringing it to you. Again, please be sure that you check out the playlist. I promise you will not be disappointed. Well, until next time, you know that my prayer for you is that you continue to stay blessed and you continue to stay healthy. Until then, be richly blessed in Jesus' name, and happy Black History Month. Bye-bye.